Hi, this is JJ at CCBC. In this video we're going to look at how to FTP. Major concepts we'll cover are how to connect to a remote web server, as well as how to manage your files and folders on that web server. Before we get into how to FTP, let's cover a couple basic concepts. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Protocol basically means a set of rules, so this is a set of rules for transferring files between two computers. That's what it means to FTP. You can transfer files between any two computers, but normally we're talking about transferring to a web server. So I'm going to take files on my personal computer or a computer on one of the campus labs and transfer those files to a web server to be viewed through a browser. In order to connect, I need to know the name of my host. If I'm on campus or off campus, we have to use two different host names. On campus, we can use this host name. We don't need to specify the rest of the web server because we're on campus. It automatically knows to use the campus server. When you're off campus, you have to put the full host name in order to know where to post those files. Next, you need to set a secure connection type. This is called SSH. It actually stands for Secure Shell. Sometimes it's referred to as SFTP, and that just stands for SSH File Transfer Protocol. So as long as your FTP program supports one of these two connection types, you're good to go. Next, you need your username and password. These are the same as your Blackboard username and password, so from here on out, whenever I say username password, same as Blackboard. And finally, the URL where your files are going to be located. So this is an example URL. You'll notice I've got the name of the host, then a slash and a tilde. In case you don't know where the tilde is, it's on the key right below the escape key in the upper left corner of your keyboard, and then your Blackboard username. Once you post your files, you can manage them and create subfolders, and we'll show you how to do that in just a second. Now, I'm using Fetch on a Mac as my software for FTP. There's dozens of free FTP software out there for you to use. You can Google FTP for PC or Mac, download whatever you like, whatever interface you're most comfortable with. The one thing that's important is this connection type. Whatever FTP program you have, it needs to support either SSH or SFTP, some sort of secure file transfer protocol. So let's get into this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post three files. I have an index file, a project file, and an image file. So in order to post those, I'm going to open up Fetch. Fetch is just an FTP program, so it's going to want to connect right away. So I'm going to plug in my information here. So my host name was CLARTD109. Put my username and my password. Actually, I think I typed that wrong. There we go. Make sure you're using either SSH or SFTP as your connection setting, and then hit connect. And so you should connect to the remote web server. Now you'll notice it has a bunch of files and folders already set up for you. Don't play around with these, don't edit or delete them. The one that we care about is the www folder. That's set up specifically to host pages for viewing over the internet. So I'm going to double click on that. So you'll notice I already have some files in here. I'm actually going to select these and delete them, and we'll just upload new ones. Alright, so now my web folder is empty. What I want to do is post these three files. In order to do that, I'm going to use put. So I want to put a file that's on my computer on the remote server. So I'll say put. I'll select the three files I want to put, and then click the put button, and up they go. Now these are really small files, so they transferred quickly. If you're doing a large project file that's several megabytes in size, it might take a couple minutes. Depends on server traffic at the time. If you want to download these files, let's say you upload them from school, you go home and want to download those files, you can. You can just select a file and say get, and that'll actually download the file from the remote server to your local computer, which is a nice feature. So that's FTPing. We've actually posted our files. Now let's view those files through a web browser. I'm going to open up Firefox, and I've got an empty tab. So in order to find it, we need to type in the host name, CLARTD109, ARTD109.ccbcmd.edu/tilde, my username, J Chandler, and then the name of the file I want. So we'll do that index file first, HTML. So there we go. There's my basic course web page for ARTD 109. Now index is a default name, and what that means is if I didn't specify a web page here, if I just typed in the folder name and hit enter, then it would automatically use the index file by default. Now you won't use the index page for all your projects. Each project's probably going to have a different name, so in order to access those pages you just need to pull up whatever their custom name is. So here I did a project.html, and you'll notice my web page is different. Now I have an example project file for ARTD 109. I also uploaded a couple images, actually just one image, smile.jpg, and if I hit enter, there's that image that I uploaded. So that's how to FTP and then how to access your files once you've uploaded them to a web server. I hope you've learned something. See you in the next video.